Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for Modern Family. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Modern Family news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for Modern Family.
Welcome everybody to AFTERBUZZ TV's Modern Family podcast.
Woo!
Oh, that was like a game show. I love that. Gian Molina here with
$1.
$1. And it's wrong. I don't know. Price is right?
Yeah.
With me, as always, Shannon Joy Rogers.
Hola.
How are you, Shannon?
I'm excellent today.
And that's with a D.
Well, that's with a D. RODGERS. I know it sounds weird, but that's how she spells it, guys.
Hey, that's how generations before me spelled it.
Yeah.
So.
Aaron Rodgers is the same way, I think.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah, come on.
All right.
That should be the more acceptable majority.
All right. So, not Mr. Rogers, like his spelling is not good.
Nope.
All right. Then we'll deal. Yours is the new way. So we just watched Modern Family episode Treehouse with your boy, your lovely
Ty Burrell.
Ty Burrell.
Who's always in every episode.
He's I love his storyline in this. Him trying to connect like not really trying to connect with his son, but like trying to give his son that opportunity to have his friends. Because he now, as a married dad, I love that. Like they really explored that. As a father, he doesn't have much friends. All of his college buddies are like all over the U.S. and he probably can't see them all the time.
Yeah, and he wants to kind of give Luke something where the boys can come to the house and they can, plan days to hang out in this just booby-trapped treehouse that he's like trying to make. It's just falling apart.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's great. I love how he's trying to show Luke discipline and working with your hands and like trying to make this tree house. And he's like, America was built with nails, son. It's like, don't you use a screwdriver?
I mean, my parents, instead of me going out, they loved for all my friends to come to the house.
Oh yeah, mine too.
That was like we lived in an apartment when I was in high school, and their room was like. The layout of the apartment was like their master bedroom had like their room, a wall with like the adjacent bathroom, open bathroom, then like a long row of like a closet, like a huge closet. So the soundproofing from the living room to their room was amazing. So we could make as much noise as we wanted
and not disturb your parents.
Not disturb them. They had like my mom always had to get up at 5 a.m. to get ready for school. And so we like stayed up to wee hours of the night, and she can get up and go to work,
and know that you're home.
Exactly.
And know that your friends are there, and like my parents are the same way. We lived in a cul-de-sac. Actually, every time we moved, we ended up in a cul-de-sac. My parents still live in a cul-de-sac. It's kind of funny. And yeah, the neighborhood kids still come over. Like
oh really?
Yeah.
Still?
Because I babysit. A lot of them that live like across the street, my dad, they come over, the kids, and my dad will give them like popsicles and stuff, or they like go up to the game room and play pool. Like they're like the neighborhood kids.
I miss that feeling. Like,
yeah, me too.
Of having the neighborhoods, and I could see like how he wanted that for his son.
Yeah,
but obviously, like he's making him build the treehouse with him, and like my grandfather used to make me build stuff, and it was never fun. Like as a kid, you don't want to be stuck building things.
Yeah.
You kind of either wish it was done already or...
It was a little bit more fun in the process.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he looked like he was struggling, so I'm sure slightly a
Claire didn't want him to build that, but he found a loophole to get around that.
Yeah.
That's a funny joke.
I'm not telling her. I'm so interested in Haley's story about her. We've visited a college, and we've talked about colleges and her in school, and now she's writing her essay, and that happened in the cold opening about her not having any obstacles to get over.
Right.
So I'm so interested in where she's going to go to school or how that's going to work, you know. Like,
they're slowly rolling that out. And I love how, like, instead of, like, pressing that storyline of, like, you know, oh, she got to college. Now she's going to college. I love that, like, this weird little obstacle of, like, you guys have sheltered me. I've never had any obstacles.
Yeah.
And then Claire going like, I'm a good mom. I know exactly what she wants me to do. Mm-hmm. And then takes her and drops her off in the middle of nowhere.
No cell phone, no money.
No cell phone, no money.
And she gets back home.
Yeah, and so I guess, like, if anything, the only thing she could write about is how crazy her family is.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, she's still sheltered.
Yeah.
You know, so she hasn't really overcome anything. She's just has a crazy mom that has to deal with it. We all have crazy parents, at least I think.
Totally. My parents are definitely crazy. I feel like my grandparents. I feel like my parents must have had it bad because my grandparents are crazy. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
really?
Like, I feel like my parents like are all right. Like, compared to when I think that my parents are crazy, I'm like, oh, okay, now I see that, like, my grandmother can be like crazy to you still, and you're a grown man. Like, you know, like, you have kids and you have all this going on, but she still has that, like, authority over them, you know.
I knew she was gonna leave her. I felt it. Like, I felt like, okay, an adoption storyline would have been too far-fetched. And too
I really thought something
go-to comedy. Like,
yeah.
Like, by the way, you're not really my daughter.
I like how she just threw away that line of "You are my mom," right?
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
It just cuts to the scene with
we
Cam.
think of it, and then if it's not that, then what could it be?
Yeah.
And then I felt like, even though I kind of knew what was going to happen, they still took us along to where I was like, well, let's see what actually happens. Mm-hmm. And then when she finally was like, good luck getting home, it's like, oh, okay, good, sweet.
I so thought there was something written on the tree. I was like following it like very intensely, like, ooh, what is going on here? Like,
what could it? What would it reveal? Like, what could have been revealed?
I don't know. I have no idea.
What is still on a tree that like up to this day that's like, oh, now that you're going to college, I need you
like
to do this.
Her twin brother's grave or some shit.
Oh,
like,
that'd be a little too morbid for us.
Yeah.
And then jumping to Cam and Mitch, my favorite couple. I love the opening of the introduction of their characters this week. Just at a bar with a friend, hanging out, mm-hmm. And Cam's, he's so outwardly gay. And I just love that was the topic of conversations. Like, ooh, the waitress is digging me, flirting with me.
Yeah. And
then it turned into a bar bet.
Mm-hmm. That he's like offended that he can't pick up a straight woman. He's like, no, I can, you know. Mm-hmm. And so I love his line of, I didn't know actually how he was going to approach her. I was very interested to see what his pickup line would be. It's not going to be, you know, one, even if that were a male, he's been with Mitchell for years, you know, as a kid. Like, how does a man, straight or gay, approach a single woman at a bar? That's like the most intimidating situation.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's seriously very intimidating. But the haze, when we haven't seen each other in forever. Oh my God, since Dave's thing, you know. And then she's like, I was in a coma. And he's like, no, I don't really know you. But I like that you didn't know right away that she. Yeah. It was still up in the air whether she knew he was gay or straight, or she just wanted a friend.
Well, because Cam thought like that he can be just a dude,
mm-hmm.
and just a regular dude, but you know, not him. He's a little bit outwardly expressive and theatrical. Yeah. You know, which, I mean, not all gay people are like that.
No,
like, you know, that's what its character. That's why I was like watching like this. I mean, I'm glad that like they're cool with it. Like,
mm-hmm.
Like Mitchell going like, what impressed me more was how off her gaydar was. I thought that was very funny. But like, I just wondered, like, you know, like not all gay guys are like Cam and Mitch.
No,
not like Cam, like outwardly. But like Mitch is way more a dude, mm-hmm. just like a regular person.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that
at first glance.
Yeah.
But if you talk to them, I feel like Cam is still wearing the pants.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but like, I just wonder, like, does that affect, like, does the gay community look at Cam as,
as like a stereotypical misrepresentation of them?
Because I hate that in all archetypes.
I'm sure that Hispanic women don't like Sophia's character, or
no, they don't.
Yeah,
actually, I know.
no,
I've actually talked
I-
to a lot of people
who are like, it's
that
just
like
too overblown.
she said that she's setting like us back. I was like, not really. I mean, I find her funny, and I think Sofia Vergara is very.
And I think
smart.
the writing's tasteful, and it's the same
writing
for
has-
Cam.
Exactly.
The writing's tasteful. I was gonna mention that that same debate happened with like Will and Grace, and like
Right.
how Sean Patrick Hayes' character was just out there,
Yeah.
and I absolutely that's like one of my favorite actors in the world.
Right.
Is Sean Patrick Hayes, who plays Jack on Will and Grace, and it's like that same situation basically. It's like, not every gay guy on TV, there's gonna be some flamboyance to
Yeah.
them, and then there's gonna be someone who's offended no matter what. Like I don't see, but I don't think Cam's character is poking fun at anything.
No.
It's
I'm just
truly
saying.
how,
I mean,
like,
the same way, because
is.
Sofia Vergara's character isn't poking fun of anything either.
It's
But
just her.
that's just her. But like a lot of Latin women are like, screw her. Like she is
Oh, yeah,
over
she's-
the top, and that's not how we are.
that kind of comes with getting that kind of role.
But I think the writing
Do you get-
allows us to,
DJ Jesse.
Well, do you guys think? I mean, the way I look at it is like, with Cam's outrageous character, there's Mitch who balances it out. It's like,
Yeah.
well, if
Exactly.
you're gonna show us this one, at least you're showing us
Exactly.
this. And even with Sophia plays the typical, like, what you would. The cartoonish
Exactly.
version of a Latino woman.
Yeah, way more
But then
animated.
you have her son,
Manny.
who balances it out, and it's like, well,
And he's smarter than all the kids.
yeah, you know.
That's a good observation. Yeah,
And the same thing with Will and Grace, for them to have Jack, who is just, there are guys like that who are
Yeah.
that outrageous, but then you did show Will, who was the
Professional,
opposite
just
balanced.
straight, like, yeah.
It's
straight-laced
things like
dude.
Glee that make me more upset, where it's like,
Yeah.
you're only kind of showing one type of gay character, and it's like the singing Broadway queen. And
But see, like Neil Patrick Harris,
yeah.
who Doogie Howser's, who is an amazing Broadway singer. Like he hosts the Tonys like every year or the last couple years, and he's outwardly gay. And he's the coolest dude, and just he's still a musical theater guy, but he's not like how Glee portrays gay musical theater people. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, yeah. So like Neil Patrick Harris is just like funny, nerdy. Like he's such a rich dude, and into musicals and a part of that community. And yeah, Glee. I feel Glee does a disservice in that sense. Kind of that's more of a stereotype. And yeah, Cam and Mitchell balance each other out. We get both flavors.
Definitely. I've always think that they are the closest to a normal family out of the three families that they follow.
Right.
They're like the most, with the two of them and Lily, they're the most like normal out of any of them.
They're the sane one.
Yeah, they are. They're the
sane-
straight man family of them all.
Speaking of Sofia Vergara's character, like Jennifer Tilly was introduced.
Yeah, and you know what? Jay's friend, what was his name again? What's his name?
Which one? Which?
His friend, that's Jennifer Tilly's.
Oh, I
boyfriend.
forgot his name, but yeah.
I forget his name right now. In a previous episode, on an episode where Jay introduced Cam as Mitch's friend instead of Mitch's boyfriend, he was like, they pointed out that out of Ed O'Neill's group of friends, that guy was the one that was flamboyant, because he always would come up to Mitch and be like, "Oh, really nice jacket. What's that? Like wool?" Oh, like he was like, "Yeah, this one's gay." Like he's, God, what is his name? We'll find it. We'll find it in a sec.
I'll search it. But yeah, so like, I've been in that situation before where you're with someone and like you've been dating for a bit, and then a friend has their girl and they're just a little more romantic than you.
Yeah.
Not because you haven't been. I'm pretty like romantic guy. Like, and
It's true.
I pay attention to detail. Shannon knows.
That's why I'm here.
That's why I brought her to AfterBuzz. No, and then, but then it's that new relationship that you're with, and then obviously
Like the honeymoon phase.
The honeymoon phase, and so they're going through it, and obviously you get slack.
You're like,
because
they're like, we're going salsa dancing. Jay doesn't like to dance.
And then, but they're doing things that like you forget you did, like stop and look at a rainbow, or like do something cute, like look at this flower. This is our flower. Like stupid things that you like don't rationalize at the moment because you're just like in the moment with whoever you're with, and then they're going through that and putting it in your face, and then your girl is like, oh, he doesn't do that anymore. Or, yeah, we used to go to that place. Not anymore. And that's so annoying. And I felt so bad for him that he's like, he held his ground. He was like, I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a rainbow.
It's colors in the sky. Why do we have to stop and look at every single one?
Yeah, but obviously Sophia gets upset. And then, she decides to go hang out with them on the night of the town. And not a lot of Manny this week.
No, not a lot of all the kids actually.
Yeah.
There was no Alex at all.
No, she
or
wasn't
Lily.
there.
And the only time you saw Luke was in the treehouse.
Right. Well,
Haley had her own little storyline.
Right.
But
I mean, I don't know. I need
you need some Manny every week.
I like Manny.
He's awesome. Love Manny.
Manny's so brilliant, and just. My mom just started watching Modern Family because of the line, don't stomp. You're not stomping through Poland.
He's like, you're not marching through Poland.
Yeah, and she saw that and she giggled, and now this is her favorite show. She's now watching season 1 and going back and
oh man, I wish I could go back to season 1. I wish I hadn't watched any of it and not relive that first time. Oh, and
she adores it. She loves Sofia Vergara. She just loves the whole show. She just thinks it's amazing, which it is. Which it is amazing. But Manny, I love that the way he helps Ed O'Neill, and they got that backstory how he didn't really like him at the beginning.
The Beauty and the Beast reference.
Yeah,
that's very fun. That's very funny and clever because that's the kind of clever stuff Manny would do at the wedding.
And even though he wasn't in it that much this week, he still got me with the line of forbidden dance floor.
Yeah.
Makes you want to go even more. He's still so poetic and so dramatic.
Yeah.
Yet
he's so passionate for how young he is. He just wants to go salsa dancing with his mom.
I can relate.
She's going salsa dancing without me.
Yeah. It's a 21 and over club. I can't take you.
That just goes to show how close they are too. They're just been super close forever. They do everything.
So I'm sure he has gone to clubs with her before.
Oh, yeah.
It's just I can't sneak you in this time. And going back to Cam and Mitch, Leslie Mann she was the woman that
got picked up by
on
Cam.
And I just I love how even though it was obvious at the end, when she was like, I knew you were gay. The writing and the way they style the show, even though we again predicting that Claire's gonna leave her out of her car and drive off. Him picking her up and then having her come over and then realizing that she's gay. We knew that was more likely going to happen.
It's just the journey on how to get there.
The journey. I feel like that's so, writing wise, that's a skill. That's really amazing that a show could take you there. Even though, we're going to go with not the predictable choices, but no, this is real choices. She never thought he was gay at all. But in this, it's oh, well, maybe let's play with that idea.
I like how he's sitting at home when Mitch gets home, and he's like, I'm such a bad man. I haven't called her yet.
Oh, yeah.
Need to call her. Yeah.
It's the thing I loved is, when he was like, let's gay up the place, and he's like, well, I'll do that by half, and him just
de-gay.
Yeah, de-gay.
De-gay it.
De-gaying.
And he's like, I'll take away the flowers underneath the picture of you coddling another man. Why is coddling such a big word in Modern Family? It's been used in every episode this season. Jay coddled the dog.
Yeah.
Cam coddled Lily.
It's a choice of words. It's a comedian friend of mine, Scott Bowser. Shout out to Scott Bowser.
Scott Bowser.
Yeah, told me, when you're writing jokes, when you're writing material, like look at how you say things. So I think coddling is a very specific choice because you can replace that with other words, and it doesn't hit as much.
Yeah.
I don't think, But look, like you remembered that word in different situations. So I think, like, again, back to the writing, like that, the
that
choices
flow
of
that they
words.
keep.
Yeah.
Even throughout the season,
And you can pick out multiple, like, examples, and that's what kind of keeps us in this intelligent level. Then we relate to the characters, and it's just an overall great show. Real quick, let's go to a commercial break. DJ Jazzy, Jewish Jeff, Jazzy. I always get your name wrong.
Biggest media platform on the web just got bigger. More bandwidth, smoother streaming, lightning fast download.
Don't get technical with me.
AfterBuzz TV is making the jump to hyperspace. Join the fun at your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Look at the size of that thing.
AfterBuzz TV.
And we're back. By the way, everybody.
Hey, kids. Buzzy the AfterBuzz Bee says.
Says nothing.
He just set it up so that I could say something. Anyway, there's a million ways to follow us on AfterBuzz. We have all your favorite shows, different hosts. Sometimes we host multiple shows. You can find us, of course, at www.afterbuzz.com, AfterBuzzTV.com, Twitter, AfterBuzzTV. Find us on Facebook. Just search AfterBuzz TV. There's a million ways to find us. And then, of course, make sure to download us on iTunes. And you can watch us on Ustream and tell your friends. We do a whole bunch of other shows, not just Modern Family. And for those of you who were worried about FX not being on DirecTV,
It's there. You have all your channels
It's
now.
there. They decided to renegotiate.
Halloween night.
Yeah. So congratulations on all those who made an effort. I know I wrote a letter. I didn't want to lose FX.
Yeah.
Or Fox. So we didn't lose.
So the end of the episode ends with the new neighbor. Now I'm slightly confused only because I like break down every single episode of everything that I watch. The Halloween episode that aired last week played last season on season 2, and Matt Besser was the left side next door neighbor, and he had just gotten a divorce from his wife, which means that was last Halloween.
Right.
Now Kevin Hart has been introduced to the show, and he's an orthopedic surgeon, and he lives next door, and he says that he's been there 8 years. So I'm just confused. I'm just slightly confused.
Slightly confused?
I don't know if Matt Besser maybe lived 2 houses down and I just didn't notice it.
Maybe.
Or they just... Because he was only in that one episode, that one Halloween episode, but it did just air last week.
Okay.
So if anyone was paying attention to that, you could kind of see how... I don't know. A little goof.
Yeah, a little goof up. I mean,
but
there's many ways of justifying it.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see Ty and Kevin being best buddies, though. That's gonna be so fun.
And the fact that just watching them at the end, doing the confessional together, I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. And
while Ty's in the tree and Kevin's in the yard, both of them are doing the jobs that they're trying to do for their child. Cleaning up the dog, and doing the tree house, and Ty's doing the tree house so that Luke can have friends over, and now that he might have found a buddy, he's so excited about that at the end. So it's gonna be great.
Let's go to the predictions real quick. Predictions.
Buzzy,
predict me. Ooh. I think we have to go back to Claire running for office.
Yes.
That was such a big introduction.
I think they have 2 more episodes left this season.
Do they? Then I predict that I feel like they have to go there.
Touch on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a lot of we haven't touched upon it in a couple episodes. That has to end. It has to end.
Well, one technically it was off for a week.
Right. Well, okay, but still.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But like, okay,
I want to see that happen.
we went away from it, and now now
We're coming back.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back.
And then, of course, to see what hijinks
Kevin, they're gonna be like 15-year-old best friends, like
that's gonna be
15-year-old
fun.
boys.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be great. They seem like they both have that same mentality of sort of goofiness, the goofy dad thing going on. Kevin's not. He's a doctor, but he's not too like straight laced. He's not like a Jay or a Mitch where they're just like only about their work. Even in the couple of minutes that you saw him, you could tell that there's like that really fun side that's waiting to get out.
And they had a moment like, "Hey, good to meet you," and he's like, "If you heard like Kevin Hart, like, honey, the neighbor's cool."
Yeah, the guy in the tree is so cool. So he has a wife and he has a girl, a daughter. So who are they?
It could have been you.
I could be his wife and his daughter. I've played both right now. I've got that range. Modern Family.
I predict you will be on the show.
Thanks.
What do you think? Anything that you feel like is going to come up before the show is in hiatus?
I think that Haley's either going to get accepted or not to school, or there's going to be some kind of alternative to her next year.
So we're going to resolve that. We're going to see where her
We're going to
life is.
see. We're probably not going to completely resolve it, but we're going to touch upon it also.
Okay.
And yeah, there's really no predictions for Mitch and Cam for me right now. I don't see anything that they've been like.
Oh well, Cam has a new friend now. Leslie Mann could come back.
That's true. That's a great prediction.
So there's she.
You're right.
He got a smoochie, and who knows? Could Cam be playing with his sexuality? Because he did kiss her, and like that was such a funny moment.
Forgot that he was gay for a second.
If we bring that kind of drama, that could be really fun to just see the sexual tension, and then who knows? Oh, the family could have some turmoil up ahead, but all that is yet to be seen and said. Anything to plug, my love, before we...
Sure. I guess you guys can follow me on Twitter, Shannon J. Rogers, Rodgers.
And you can follow me at Gian Molina, Twitter, at Gian Molina. Thank you also to DJ Jazzy Janity, always with us. And we'll see you next week for Modern Family. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Later, Modern
Buzz.
Family.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.